different for me back then. I was married, like working for the family business, my husband's family business, so I really wasn't ever thinking of doing a side business alongside my job. So at that point it wasn't any interest to me, but had I seen it I might have thought a bit different. Had I been sensible. Then
can I ask, was Will a friend of yours, or did just you?
Yeah, I've known Will. I took the phone like before as well, and I've known. Where I worked, Will used to come in with his previous job and used to come into the coaching industry, and so we just got friends chatting like that. Yeah, so and then it was February. He messaged me, sent me a message on Messenger, and just dropped me a line, just saying, "Hi Julie, just wondered if you ever know of anyone that wants to earn an extra bit of money." And at that point, it was like an absolute miracle. Like, to get that message, I just thought, really do, because little did he know things had massively changed for me.
And what was going on in your life right there, if you don't mind sharing with us?
Since then, me and my husband split up, 2 young children, and financially I was in an absolute mess. I was happier, but I was still working for the family business, but I was really, even though our marriage had broke down, I was really needing something, because I just working full time wasn't enough money to get the bills that I was receiving, and I had like bailiff letters. I remember getting the bailiff letter through the door thinking, I just don't know what to do. I did not know what to do. I knew I could ask, but anyone in my family would die for the money, because they would have gave me it absolutely, but I knew my situation at that time was not going to get any better, and I thought, I can't borrow because I can't give back. So I really needed something, and just did not know what on earth I was going to do, because it was awful. I just went to bed for 3 nights after getting that bailiff letter thinking, what on earth am I going to do? Felt sick, couldn't sleep, and then get that message. It was literally perfect timing.
Wow. So you're a mum to 2 children, Harry and Holly, and what age are they?
Harry's 8 and Holly is 4.
Oh, amazing. So back then, single mum, and obviously everything going on. So when you got that text, and I guess really, Julie, your life right then, you just took a leap of faith and just thought, what have I got to lose, right?
Because when Will messaged me, my response was, when he said, do you know anyone that wants to earn an extra bit of money? And I was like, me. I said, but realistically, I work full time. I've got 2 children, really super busy with my job, because I basically ran a company from my husband's, mum and dad, and I thought, how am I going to fit it in? But Will's reply was just, let me come over, just show you, and then you can decide. And my God, and it's so funny, because when I think now as well, when I'll message people, and people I wouldn't have even thought of messaging, but you actually don't know what is going on in their life. And on the outside world, to everyone at that time, they would never have thought I would have had any financial problems, or drove a nice car, finance. They didn't know that. They probably thought working in a family business, I owned it. But on the outside world, I was always smiling, always happy. So, but inside I was scared and really desperate. So it's just so amazing to think that we can give that opportunity to someone, and you never judge a book by its cover. No. Because people would have thought had everything, no worries, and actually I was far from it. Really far from it.
Wow. So when you eventually met up with Will and you signed up, obviously you plugged into the system, and back then, as we are all taught, especially on our Getting Started training, is our why, our reason why. So you leapt in, and what was your reason why back then? What made you get started?
I really knew I wanted to. I've always been a worker. I've always worked really hard, and I just thought, I know I need to change. I need something to change for me and my children, and I want to give them the best future possible. And they were my complete reason why, because I just thought I want to build something special for the children, and I want to just the security and have more time with them, because before where I worked, I never ever got a minute. I was at home at night snapping with the children because I'm on the phone to drivers, and I just felt like an awful mum. And it was just because I was just constantly not getting a second to myself, and then just stressed, really, really stressed. Yeah, so my reason why was just to be able to build something more financial security and more time with the children.
So I take it back then, you know, you sound as if you had loads on your plate, Julie, you know, not only, you know, family wise and what was going on in relationships, etc., but you had the business to run and the kids. And I have to ask, how did you manage to start, you know, Utility Warehouse? And did you have a plan to carve it out into your day? How did you go about?
I just thought, I remember at the time when Will left that magazine, It's Your Life magazine, I remember reading it and the excitement of thinking, my gosh, this is, I think this is quite special. But actually it's the belief of thinking, obviously only at the time Hannah and Will were my every belief of thinking, well, this is working for them, so I can do it. Like it was so exciting. But I remember mentioning to a few people, and a certain person in particular, I remember them saying, because I was buzzing with excitement thinking, oh, this is brilliant and I'm going to do really well in this. And I remember a certain person saying, you're in your little utility bubble, like stop being in your little utility bubble, it might not all be what you think it is. And now I'm like, you know, when you just know, and you know it's so worth just continuing, keeping going. And it's just brilliant. But I didn't really have a plan. I just thought I just wanted to talk to as many people as possible to let them know what I'm doing and just start changing my life. And it wasn't until I really got it when Hannah had messaged saying the importance of going to the events. And when she messaged, I was lucky enough to have just joined, and then Express Day was the following month. And so when I went to Express Day, I was blown away. And I remember sitting there with tears, like seeing all what could be achieved, and then the holidays. And I just thought, that when they showed the holiday incentives and I saw Orlando, I remember just sitting there and I had tears thinking, I am getting that holiday for my children because it's in my hands to do it. And what an amazing feeling. It was just fantastic. Yeah.
And I'm over the moon to report that, yes, you actually qualified, you did it, and you got that holiday of a lifetime. So how was that when you told the children?
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Because I could never have dreamt of being able to take them to Orlando. It would only ever be a dream. And to think that it still blows my mind now. I can't believe that what we can achieve in the business is just amazing. And to see the kids' faces, and I pinch myself to think that I still can't believe I've achieved that. I really can't.
So am I right in thinking that you pretty much touch your business every day, Julie? If you've got a structure, or you've got a plan, or a target you try to do each day?
I literally will just try and send. Was before the coronavirus, I was sending a couple of the videos out every single day because Annie done that really good little group for us to just send 2 videos out, and I really was sticking to that. But when the coronavirus happened, I haven't sent the videos, but I've still sent just a different generalized message. And near enough all of my business has been through Messenger, because that's just the way I find it easiest works for me. And I'll just send a little message to say, when this all happened with the coronavirus, although I haven't got great results myself during this time at all, I have still been putting the work in. But I just feel, and it doesn't dishearten me that I haven't, because I just think as much as all the people I've shown over the current situation, I'm still building my business, even though I'm not getting the results on paper, because they still will know what I'm doing. And even if timing isn't right for them now, they are still aware of what I'm doing. And I'm sure in long term, some will come back to me through it. So it's just the importance of, I just think my little goal in my head is just to show as many people as I can, because then once everyone knows what I'm doing, they know if ever they've got issues with their current suppliers, they can contact me.
Right. And that's really fascinating as well when I just looked at your numbers, because I'm sure you won't mind me sharing, you've been in obviously just a year and 4 months, and you've already got 73 partners in your business, which was amazing. And I just want to ask you, you know, sponsoring people into the business, you know, how do you go about that? Is it close friends and family? What's your sort of circle? What's your avenues?
Yeah, I've mentioned to close friends, and I've got a really close friend that I know would be fantastic at this, but again, timing isn't right. But I'm never giving up, because I really believe when she actually sees what can be done, she will. But I will Messenger again for me. I will message people, because on Facebook I've got my close friends, but then I've got lots of people on there that I know through different areas, and I try and think of what they do and think, could they fit this in? And I will just send them just a little message and explain to them, could I just show you, because you may not, it may not interest you, but you may know someone that could really benefit from earning an extra income, and I just value like 20 minutes of your time to quickly show you, and then because I always find that then you're taking the pressure off them by saying it may not interest you. You're not cornering them into something that they're thinking, and then you're just getting it in front of their eyes, and they might surprise you. It's like a girl the other day, I showed her, and I skimmed over saying, I know it probably won't interest you because I know you're super busy, and when she saw it, she was like, I could be really interested in this. And I thought, that's what I meant. Because once you see it, you get that little feeling of knowing that you've got something special that you're being shown. And actually,
it's interesting actually that you're really communicating with these people how you would be communicating. You're not picking up the phone, you're just sending the messages, constantly doing that on a daily basis. And obviously people do say no to you. Well, I don't know how, Julie, I don't know how anyone would say no to you, but how does that affect you? Does that affect you, or how does your mindset go when people are saying no to it?
Yeah, I'm quite positive in everything. I try and be really positive, especially in my crazy little world, but I just think I have to, when they say no, I have to not take it personally, because I was one of them at the time when Will briefly mentioned it to me. I didn't take him up on it there and then, and I really wished I had, but people don't understand. I don't think they fully understand, or they are aware of what it is, so until they are ready to see it. But I just never lose touch with people, because some people I've messaged previous and said, can I show you? They've ignored, and then 6 months later I'll retouch with them, and then I just keep in touch with people as much as I can.
That's it. So that's a great message for all of us to, as you said, don't take it personally. And I know, I've been guilty of that, but it isn't about us. It's about those, we don't know what's going on with them. And it's all about timing, isn't it? So it's important to have, a no for now list and follow up with people and just keep in touch from time to time. And, obviously you've got a large team as well. And, I understand that you're full-time working again now. And not only that, you're obviously homeschooling as well. And you are supporting all of your team, those that need it and those who have now, flown the nest and are capable of on their own and supporting their team. But, what is lovely to learn as well, you don't just support in the first 45 days, you go above and beyond that, don't you, Julie?
Yeah, I actually say to anyone that joins, and I know it's like, you'll probably be like, but I will say to someone that joins, if you need me on however many appointments you need me, I'm there. Because I remember going, Hannah was amazing. I remember going on my first few appointments thinking, I'm never going to learn this. And then obviously with the support of Hannah and Will just helping me along, you learn it in no time. But I think it's so important at the beginning for people to think they're not just going to join and then be left alone to it. And I just want anyone that joins to know that if they need me for as many, I will find the time to make sure I'm there for them. And with a remote support system, that it's just fantastic. It means that you can just do so much. You can fit so much more time in, and it's fantastic.
Brilliant. Well, you're building a phenomenal business and a lovely team like you are, Julie. So well done. But I just want to sort of take it back a little bit. So let's say that text came in, or let's say the text didn't come in. What would your life be now had you not have seen that text? Or
I've thought about this a lot. Yesterday, really, I felt so emotional yesterday hitting senior team leader, because I look back on the year and since I've joined since last February, and it terrifies me to think if I hadn't found this, because I would always work hard no matter what I did. But when I mentioned it to a lot of friends, I'm like, this business has saved me, because any job you can work hard, but not any job you can achieve whatever you want. And it's down to us, and I think that is what is in our hands to earn really as much as we want to. And I know it's not easy to just keep earning lots and lots of money, but it's the hard work we put in now, and even the no's, and anyone you book an appointment and they cancel, it's still worth keep going, because I just think no job I could have ever got could have gave me the hope that this business has, because it really has. I have days in my current situation because my life is a little bit crazy, and this business gets me through them days, because I just think it's endless to what you can achieve, and it's just gave me everything. And it really does scare me to think, if I hadn't got this, I know I'd have lost my house. That is 100% certain I would have lost my house. So having this business has saved me from so much. It really has.
Well, I think that's a real lesson to all of us out there. I mean, you know, how many of us have sent a message or picked up the phone to someone we know who has, like Julie did 3 years ago, said no to Will, and then we've not followed up. And you know, that's a massive lesson to all of us to keep on going, and as you said, don't give up on people. So, you know, I'd just like to finish off with another question. And people on the call, and obviously people are going to be listening to this afterwards, after the recording and stuff, you know, what would you say to those people that, you know, have got that list, maybe a chicken list, maybe people that they know that they should approach, but they're not approaching for whatever reason? What would you say? What's your biggest bit of advice there?
Please message them, because there will be somewhere and you have the power to change their life. When I message Hannah, like, I do it quite frequently and say it's changed everything for me, and someone will be sitting there terrified, not knowing, because on the outside world they'll put a smile on their face, and no one would have ever thought that I would have had as many problems as I did have. And it has saved me from losing my house. So you could possibly save someone. As silly as that may sound, it's fact for me. And when you say about telling people, like with recruitment, I just tell them what it has done for me, because it really has done so much. And just send the message. Don't be put off. If there's a friend you think has everything together, she might not, he might not. So just definitely send it, because it could change everything. And it's like, when you get the chance to just mention it to someone, do, because it could. So lots of people don't get it. Lots of people think, oh, it's a pyramid and all this. I had that recently with someone I know would be really good, and she spoke to a friend and they mentioned that, and I just think, but keep mentioning it, because there's lots that won't, and there's lots that will be so thankful that you mentioned it and showed it to them. And I'm sitting in my motorhome, and I wouldn't have had this if it weren't for the business either.
Oh, fantastic.
Getting peace from the children for a minute, because I don't want them running in. But again, I got this last year, and that was, again, only through this business, a complete dream of mine. And when I went and like looked at the finance for the options of the motorhome, because I always wanted to get one when I retired, and I thought, gosh, if I can get one now, and when the kids are little, I'm going to just go for it. Why not? So I went down. And they said the amount, it would be like, it was £500 a month. At that time, I thought, well, I need 3 customers and it's done. And that's what I did. So that's another massive thank to Utility Warehouse, because it's gave me this.
Oh, well, Julie, it's been amazing having an insight to your journey so far. And, you know, tips that I picked up there are, you know, don't judge. We don't know what is going on in people's lives. They may be crying out for something we just don't realise. Another great tip is the It's Your Life magazine. I mean, obviously we're not physically sending them now, but we've got the link now, the new magazine that we can send to people, because again, leaving that with you, you flick through it, and that's what really got you excited. And also the power of events. Look what happened after your event, that really cemented it for you, your first Express Day, and going for that holiday and seeing what you could actually do for your children and, you know, your life in general, and going forward and building a phenomenal team. So thank you, Julie. It's been a real pleasure to have a